Hello YouTube, it's Carlos the Rook, and I'm bringing you round 3 in Chess Zone December Generations, the tournament where adults play adults and kids play kids. And in this round I'm playing Sanjay Sen, who's rated 977, I'm rated 1781. So Sanjay starts off with C4, English opening, a surprise. So I respond C5, given symmetrical. I also play E5, the King's English. G3, G6, bishop to G2. I respond bishop to G7. He hits E3 here, and I'll go D6. Give him more of a Sicilian feel. He goes knight C3, and I respond knight C6. Developing the knight, controlling the dark squares. And here he plays D4, which is immediately an error. So I can take twice on D4, so that's what makes this move an error. So I capture the pawn, he captures back, and I capture with the knight. The bishop is hitting this pawn, but my bishop on C8 protects it. And the queen cannot take the knight because the bishop protects the knight. So he moves the bishop over to threaten the knight, and I'll just retreat the knight back home. And now he goes knight on G to E2. And I continue developing, knight F6, I'm going to castle, and then decide where I want to put my light square bishop and my queen. So here he plays knight D5. And I just simply castle. Queen D2 with the idea of going bishop H6 and trading off dark square bishops. I just play E6, hitting the knight. The engine doesn't like that. It wants knight captures F6. Hold on. What does the engine want? It wants knight captures D5. C captures D5, knight E5. So it wants me to capture this knight here. But I go E6, hitting at the knight. And he fade back to F4. The engine doesn't like that. It wanted knight captures F6, queen captures F6, cross castle. That look a bit risky. But Sanjay went knight E5. No, I went knight E5. After he went to knight F4. So he played rook C1. So here I went knight to G4. And my idea is to hit at that bishop and try and get the bishop pair. And he castles. And here I made a blunder. I could take the bishop now, and he take back with the queen, and then B6. No, not B6, but rook B. Not even that. You have to go A6, then rook B8, then B6, bishop B7. Basically, what I wanted to do was put my bishop on his light square and trade off the bishops. Because this is his best piece right here, this light square bishop. But I went rook B8 with the idea of B6, bishop B7, but that drops this pawn. So he takes the pawn, and I swing my rook back over to threaten the bishop, and now I can get his A pawn once he moves his bishop. But instead of retreating the bishop, he goes H3, attacking the knight. So I take the bishop. I wanted the bishop anyway. He captured the knight. And here I capture on A2. The engine doesn't like this. It wants me to capture on G4. And hope for bishop H6. Then the best move in this position be rook C D1, H5, queen captures D6, queen captures, rook captures, bishop captures B2. Yeah, then all this is falling. Black is going to lose his whole queen. I mean, white's going to lose his whole queen side. But I went rook captures a2, which gave up a huge portion of the advantage. And here he plays g5. Sanjay's trying to keep this pawn alive. So I go knight g4. And my idea is the queen's hitting this pawn. And if he try and move the bishop to h3, I can always play this queen capture. And the knight's protected. So he goes bishop f3. I take the pawn, the b pawn first, hitting the queen. It's protected by my bishop, dark square bishop. He moved the rook up. So I take, he take, and then I take the pawn here. So now he has 3 pawns, and I have 6 pawns. I'm up 3 pawns in the position, so I'm completely winning. The ancient has me at negative 4.15 black way. He moved queen d3. He's trying to get a pawn back on d6. So I go knight e5. And now he can't take that pawn because he had dropped the bishop with check. So my whole thing is I'm trading off pieces. I'm up 3 pawns. I want to simplify, trade off pieces, and go into a winning endgame. So he moved queen e3. He got to stay to keep the queen in contact with the bishop so he don't lose it. I take the bishop with check. He takes back. And now I go b5. And my idea is to get rid of this pawn here so I have connected past pawns. He captured. I capture back. Now I got connected past pawns that I can just push down the board whenever I decide to. And here you go, knight h3. And I come up with the move bishop b7. And I want to control this diagonal and get the queen off and put my queen on. And you go queen e3. So the engine is saying the best move is rook a8, knight on e to f4, rook f2. But I consider rook a8 and rook c8 with the idea of dropping the rook to the second rank and try and infiltrate from there. But I just felt like queen d5 was a better move because I'm threatening checkmate on multiple squares, and f3 is a must here. So here, f3 is the only move. You have to go something like this to stop and weaken his side, and then maybe rook a8 then, with the idea of bringing the rook here and put pressure down that file because it's open now and it's weak. Also, queen coming this way. I have multiple ideas and multiple threats. And also, this is a threat. So, rook on the a file to a2, sack it for that knight, and then a bishop to d4. That was one idea. And here's Sanjay. He just completely missed the threat and played knight on e to f4. So he's protecting the checkmate on g2, but he missed the mate on h1. And I checkmated him. So he made a few errors, and I was able to capitalize on those errors. He made errors in the beginning on the opening, and he just gave away a pawn, and then from there his position collapsed. He let me win more pawns, which led to a checkmate. So if he would have played the opening better, he could have put up better resistance. But this just shows one way to capitalize when you're winning a game. Because every game that you're winning, you're not going to win. But you got to have that killer instinct and close out and keep the pressure up. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's absolutely free. Tell all your friends about it. Let's grow the channel and have a happy holiday. Thank you. Goodbye.